What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. So round 6 of the Rugby Championship is now over, and it's a Monday, which means, of course, only one thing. This is the videos where we check out the world rankings, see what those scores that happened on the weekend affected the world rankings board, and then afterwards, we're going to take a look at the Superbru results. This one's going to be a bit of a different one, because we had both New Zealand and South Africa win at home, who, of course, are already in that 3rd and 4th position, so we're not going to see anyone move. This is a very weird one this week. We haven't seen any movers going on. South Africa remaining in that 3rd place, New Zealand remaining in the 4th place. Of course, Australia last week did drop down to 9th, which I think is the lowest they've ever been in terms of records and stuff. So not great for them, but they don't fall any lower, and Argentina hold out in that 8th place spot. Now, interestingly enough, there's a couple of things still to look at here. Even though, as you can see on the no team movements, or there is no big movers, no negative movers, all the way down the list. First one we've ever had of the tournament, so unfortunately a little bit more boring. But something I do want to bring up, because of course we're sort of learning this together as we've been going along through these world rankings, is something. Let me get rid of my face for a second. And something I want to bring up is the scores from last week. So these are the scores that we got to see in last week's video. Now, there's a couple of interesting points here in the fact that, as you can see, of course, Ireland and France aren't going to change. Nobody played. However, South Africa have beaten Argentina at home and have gained no points. Absolutely nothing from playing that game. And I don't know why this is, because from my understanding of the world rankings, that basically if you win a game, when you're playing away, you take points away from the other team. If you win at home, you're taking points away from the team that you actually beat. So even though they beat, 3rd place South Africa beat 8th placed Argentina while playing in South Africa, although the points difference shouldn't be massive, I still feel like there should be something. The same can be said for Argentina. Argentina haven't lost any points, even though they lost that game. Very weird. I'm not sure why it is that way, because it hasn't happened the other way. Of course, New Zealand in 4th place played Australia in 9th place, so the same amount of gaps in the table. New Zealand also playing at home. However, New Zealand have actually gained a few points. Not many. It's 0.08. Not a great deal to talk about. And of course, that means that Australia have basically lost about the same. They actually lost 0.07. I don't know what happened to that other 0.1. But it's very strange to see that for some reason Australia moved down, New Zealand moved up slightly, and yet South Africa and Argentina remain the same. I'm not entirely sure why that is. If anyone knows, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun to bring it from last week. No idea why they don't lose points for it, but I really feel like they should do. So in terms of the world rankings, a bit of a shorter video today. Moving on to the Superbru then, where there have been some big switch-ups, some big results. Of course, the final week, that means we finally have our actual winner. So moving in to the predictor, of course, is where we start off with. So in terms of the matches, on the go, because it's always fun to have a look through the matches. So the first game of the weekend, we did have New Zealand and Australia, of course, winning by a decent margin there. 26 points they actually managed to win by in that game. Pretty crazy. I actually didn't do terribly in this round in the predictor. I've had to wait 6 rounds to actually not do terribly. But yeah, Scottish Squid took that one with the bonus points. Guessing 15. I had 14. I was pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that. I was up there. At least I got my my bonus points. A couple of people did actually go for Australia. Ian, that was out there in first last week, went for Australia. Top Notch Rugby and Connor all went for Australia, hoping for a big result turn. But had it gone that way, you would have been in the minority there to win. Mojo went for some less extremes this week, which is nice to see, and did manage to get the winning point there. Yeah, a lot of people going for New Zealand, as we sort of expected. And we sort of joined in with the world really there. 84% of people picking New Zealand. Interesting to see how that went on. Moving on to the South Africa versus Argentina game again, where I went pretty high for this one. I went for 20. And I really feel like that could have potentially ended in 20. We ended up with, 17. So I wasn't that far off. I did get my match point for actually getting close with it. But Rugby 15 was the one who managed to steal it out there. They won by 17. You went for 16. So we're absolutely the closest again. Big spread going down there. A couple of people did go for Argentina. Ian again went for Argentina. Connor Does Rugby also went for Argentina. So the 2 people who went for Australia also went for Argentina. They were hoping for some big results there. So in terms of the round, then we get to see Rugby 15 actually wins the round there on 3.5, getting both calls correct, a match point and a bonus point. So a pretty good round there, 3.5. Somehow I'm second. I just think Superbru's taken pity on me. I have no idea why I'm second compared to everyone else that all basically scored the same. We all got 2 right. We all got 2 match points. We all got 1 match point. No idea why I'm top of that. So basically, everyone here, joint second. Let's call it that. Moving down the line, there's a couple of people who got the match points correct. There's some little ones there where people got 1 pick correct, but quite a lot of people getting 0 picks right, either not picking the teams this week or down here in the bottom. Unfortunately, played 2, lost 2 for you guys down the bottom there, so a bit unfortunate. So in terms of the final leaderboard, there's been some big shifts up here. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks back, Ian had an absolute stormer of a round, took first place, and I said, I think Ian's won this. I don't really know how anyone can come back. Rugby 15 has said absolutely no to that idea and has made a huge fighting comeback, and for whatever reason ends up in first place, even though you guys are on exactly the same amount of points. So I'll let you guys talk in the comments down below whether you want to actually allow Rugby 15 to have that top spot because it's what Superbru says, or you can share a joint first place. I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy, so I'm willing to say both of you came first. It's a joint first, it's an equal joint first as well. Both winning 8, both getting 1.5 match points, both getting 1 bonus point as well. It's exactly equal. So I'm willing to call that a joint first, but I will let you guys talk about that amongst yourselves. Scott Rugby comes in third/second, whatever you want to call it. You've all made my video very awkward. On that 10 points. Again, really close. I'm really astonished by this. I really thought Ian a few weeks back just had absolutely settled this one. Dave is there on top of the board on the 9s because he's got that extra win point over other people, so he takes the 4th/3rd spot. It's all very awkward. Going down into the 8s, I will scroll down because it's nice for everyone to see their own names towards the end of it. I ended up, where did I end up? 12th. I somehow got 6 correct. I think that's almost entirely in these last 2 and a bit weeks, managing to scrape back some sort of pride that I had for this tournament. Yeah, so 6.5 for me, 12th. Ah, well, there we are. I never do too well at these predictor series. Moving all the way down to a couple people getting there, 1, and then T. Davis, who I assume signed up and just never got on board, or just decided to go for some outrageous calls all game. So there we go. Congratulations to Rugby 15 and Ian. I'll let you guys decide that between yourselves for winning this predictor series. Moving on to the fantasy series, where it was incredibly close. If you remember, in last week's video, it was getting incredibly close between that 1st and 3rd position. Going into this final round, we had some big scores coming out of nowhere. Sean comes in, the winner of the round, on 180 points with, if you can see this ridiculous grey bar here, for absolutely smashing the backs, for picking Will Jordan as your captain, the man I had as my captain for 3 weeks in a row and didn't score more than 7 points. Apparently in this round actually scored 23.5 points, and you also made him captain, absolutely smashing that backline. I think you might have been the only person to make Will Jordan captain. Big risk, but big reward when it pays off. Also going for a Geordie Barrett in there. You had some good backs. You had the same centre partnership as a lot of people going for Ioane and Dialende there. In terms of your fly halves, Richie Mwanga was really the one you wanted to be going for, but also making him kicker, as you can see. I think most people had Richie Mwanga, but if you made him kicker, you were up here on the sort of 20 and a bit points. If you just had him as a normal player and he's got about 7, he was your best kicker to go for. The scrum half of the round was actually Bertrano, considering he had his yellow card last week, came back this week and actually got some good points. Not a lot of people picking Bertrano, though. Hendrickson was your close second. In terms of your loose forwards, basically picking South Africa was the way to go. I had Jasper Wiese. People like Alex, who came in second this round on an incredibly close 175.5, had both Khaleesi and Jasper Wiese, who both scored a try, so that's why that red block is so massive. Your lock departments, basically your forwards, you really wanted South African scoring a lot in this round, bar maybe your hookers. I believe Cody Taylor scored the highest in terms of the hooker position. So in terms of the final round, we had Sean out there, like I said, on the top. Alex came in second. Klansman scraping back some points in this final round, coming in third on 168. Bowie in there, 163. Me and Etai, incredibly close. I'm a 161, Etai on 160. And then as we move down the board, I'm trying to look for Flangella. You were one that was competing in that final bit. Oh, Flangella's down there on 29.5. So not necessarily the best round for you right in that final round. That is the killer. Believe me, I've been there in the own tournaments where I've been up there at the top and then had a really bad final round. So in terms of the final leaderboards, the winner of the fantasy going on for the Rugby Championship goes to Alex, who has led from the front for basically every week. She had that fantastic round in round 1 and has just done enough to keep holding out, and actually did quite well in this last round as well, managing to stay out there 18 tries and winning by a considerable margin, 20 points ahead of second place as well, considering she's never ever got involved with the Superbru before. Anyone who's never joined in before and is considering maybe joining in, this should be your sign of that. It doesn't matter how new you are to the channel or how much you know about rugby, you can get involved and you can even win. You can even beat people like me who literally talk about rugby as a hobby. Etai going in there on that close second place. Congratulations to Etai. Now this one, Sean, with that incredible final round, actually managed to take away my third place position. Outrageous. Just by 2.5 points right at the end. Will Jordan, the man who I backed for half this tournament, came in and just ruined it for me at the end of it. Flangella drops down from 3rd down to 5th in this final round. So unfortunate not getting there. And then we were the only ones to actually break the 800 mark. We've got a couple people here on the high 700s again. We'll have a bit of a scroll through because I know people enjoy seeing themselves on there. And then I think a couple of people sort of down here either just don't have time to join in or sort of signed up. I'm going to guess Paita might have just picked a team in the first round and just gone, hey, let's see how it goes for the rest of the round. I came 4th, so you know what? Hey, 4th is pretty okay. I had a pretty bad fantasy series going on. I did actually have a look through, which was quite funny, that I never had a captain get to double figures through the entire thing. I had Will Jordan, and the highest he ever scored was 6.5, I think. And then I had Mapimpi for 2 rounds, who just didn't touch the ball as soon as I made him captain. And I think I had Khaleesi in the first round, who scored about 9. So I never had a captain get into double figures, and yet somehow I still managed to come 4th. So you know what? I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't have my Caleb Clarks or my Will Jordans actually scoring me big points. So I'm pretty happy coming 4th, but congratulations to the top 3 and to Alex for winning the series after leading pretty much for the whole tournament. So that's always nice to see. So a massive thank you to everyone that did join in with the Superbru series. There will probably be a predictor series coming up for the Autumn Internationals. I doubt they'll be doing one for the actual fantasy, which is a real shame because I really like getting involved with that one. If there is one, I will set it up. You will see a video on the channel. I just want to leave you guys today with a massive thank you. We did actually make it to 2,000 subscribers. Literally, like today, it ended up actually happening. The Rugby Championship's been massive for the channel. We've had some videos score some really high views and stuff. We brought a lot of new subscribers in. We basically have like 200-300 subscribers have joined the channel since just covering this Rugby Championship. So hello to everyone who is new to the channel. There will be a lot more videos coming out. If you've enjoyed this one today, guys, remember to leave it a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest videos and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and press that subscribe button. It's free. It's super easy. It takes 2 seconds. Go and do it now. Thank you so much to everyone who has been along for the ride of the Rugby Championship. I will see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.